G'day guys, if you're enjoying the MacPack podcast half as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you, the best way that you can help us out is by passing it on to a friend.
That's right. Share a little clip or send them the full show and say, skip to this minute mark for the greatest laugh of your of your Friday. Brighten up their Friday by sending them a link to the MacPack.
Exactly right.
We've been doing some radio down at Radio Fremantle. That's 107.9 FM. What you're about to hear is what we chatted about there on the weekend.
You can obviously join us live each and every Saturday between 8 to 10 a.m.
But don't worry, because if you missed the episode, you can listen right here in your podcast feed.
Enjoy!
Coming to you live from the studios in Fremantle. The Three Brothers.
I'm feeling fan-freaking-tastic.
Boys! Is this thing on?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Welcome to the best day of the week. It's Saturday.
TGIS.
Turn your radios on. Crank up that dial. Saturdays are for the bro. The weekend's here. You're listening to the MacPack on Radio Fremantle 107.9.
Good morning, Fremantle. It's just Joe here today. That's right. The intro lied to you. It's not the MacPack. It's just Joe. And where are the brothers? That's what you're asking. Where are Jake and Riley? Where is Jake, who's usually greeting you at 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning? With me and Riley just adding the banter. Where are they? Who knows? Well, I've got some news for you. They're over in Melbourne. There's been some big news in the family. Dad has won. Not one, not two, but, yes, 2 tickets to the AFL Grand Final. Riley and Jake have shipped over. They relegated me to hosting the show, to carrying the torch down here at Radio Fremantle. They're over in Melbourne. They're at the game last night. They're going to the game tonight. They're going to the game next week. They're nervous. They're nervous for today. They need the Pies to get up. Our team, we support them. They want to be watching them in the Grand Final. But they're not leaving here. They're not leaving me here completely on my own. That's right. We're going to be dialing them in live from Melbourne. They're going to be coming up with us just after the break. But now we've got the Beatles, Twist and Shout. As AC/DC, Highway to Hell, if you weren't aware. You're listening to the MacPack on Radio Freo. And we've got a groundbreaking first time ever here on the MacPack Breakfast Show. We're going live to Melbourne. We're crossing to Melbourne. We've got Jake and Riley on the line. Boys, is the tech working? Talk.
Brother Bingo!
There you are. Boys, what are you up to? I can hear you loud. I can hear you loud for sure. I think, yeah.
Loud but not clear. Is that what we're getting?
It's all right. It's for an interstate call. It's definitely fine.
It's fine. We've got him on FaceTime.
We're doing FaceTime.
Which is fantastic, because now we can see just the pure panic and adrenaline in Joey's eyes as he runs the desk for the first time in, 12 months, would you say, Joe?
Yeah, you know this desk plays music and stuff? It's pretty nifty. So that's what you're usually doing over here. I like that. I thought you were just sort of swiveling around on the big chair. It's great. Boys, how was last night? What were you doing? I told the people off the start, but if you're just tuning in, Jake and Riley have won tickets. Well, our dad won tickets to go to the AFL Grand Final, and Jake and Riley have said, "Oh, we'll be taking them. Thank you, Father. Joe, do the radio show. We'll dial in, maybe." And here they are. Boys, how was last night? You're at the Cats versus Hawks prelim. All right, they're buffering.
We were kind of rooting for the Hawks, but they didn't prevail. So. But it's okay, because the big game's tonight, Joe. We're obviously Collingwood supporters, so that's the one we care about.
Yeah. What was the atmos like at the MCG?
It was massive. We had 99,000 in the G. I would say majority. I reckon I'd say the whole time it felt like majority were with the Hawks until the siren went, and then a lot of the Hawks fans had obviously left, and then it felt like the majority quickly swung back to the Cats. But for the most part, it seemed like there was a lot more Hawthorn fans there.
They kept cutting to one guy in the fan. He had the full Hawthorn face pan. He was up and about when Hawks was starting strong. And then it cut to him after Geelong had kicked their 4 goals straight. And he was looking like he was regretting the face paint.
Well, Riley said he was going to do some Collingwood face paint tonight, but I talked him out of it in case they get the wrong angle and he gets cancelled for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that one. All right, boys, we've got more footy chat coming up over the break. and I've got the perfect footy song to take us on. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Fremantle. That's Chet Faker and Marcus Marr with The Trouble of Us. One of my all-time favourite Aussie bangers. It's an absolute classic. And before that, of course, up there, Kazali. Boys, I have a little footy trivia for you.
Hit us with it, Joey.
All right, Kazali. You both are familiar with Kazali's work, right?
Mike Brady, the man of the hour.
No, not Mike. Not the singer-songwriter Mike, but the man himself, Kazali. Roy Kazali.
Honestly, this is a real question.
So he was a he played very early on in the VFL before it was the AFL, back in the day when it was all black and white and stuff like that. He was a ruckman, and he was very famous for taking his aerial marks. The one named in the song was a one-handed mark he took, an absolute soarer. I would like to ask you guys, closest to the pin, how tall was he?
How tall was Mark Kazali?
He was apparently, when he played, one of, if not the greatest ruckman ever. And he took amazing aerial grabs. So
I'm
much
say
to
he's
get.
172.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Did
tiny.
you say he's a ruckman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's not one.
He was
2'11".
He was 5'11".
5'11".
Yeah,
Wow, so that was pretty close then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
176.
So if we were born in the the 1800s, we could have been ruckman.
I could have been a
in the
ruckman.
VFL.
What would that was if I was the ruckman? What would Riley be? Standing a few inches tall.
He would be. I guess he'd be one of those guys. Those like freak of nature shows that they used to have. Well, this guy's the 6-foot giant. Boys,
I'd be in hospital being studied.
what? You're obviously going to the big game tonight,
Yes, we are very nervous as well. Just quietly.
and obviously going to a prelim. They say the prelim is the game that the fans go to. Have you guys been practicing some cheers?
2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, Riley had the pom poms out last night. He was wearing nothing but pom poms.
Me and Jake are going to do a human pyramid.
A human line.
What we saw last night at the game, which was pretty incredible. So the way that the MCG has organised their seating this year for the prelims was they literally plonked like 2 Geelong blocks and then 2 Hawthorn blocks, then 2 Geelong blocks, then 2 Hawthorn blocks along the whole ground, right?
Yeah.
But what we noticed about 20 minutes into the first quarter was that one of the Hawthorn bays was a lot more sparkly than the rest. And it was sparkly from the first row all the way to the back. And someone must have done like a seat drop of, what do they call those things?
Yeah, pom-poms.
The pom-poms. And so like every time that they went up, they were all shaking these pom-poms. And it looked unreal.
And you think that's what the club has done that, or just a pom pom
I
enthusiast?
don't think it could have been the club because it was quite literally just one bay in the whole of the MCG. On the first row, just one block just had all these pom-poms.
I did
pretty
notice
awesome
that.
to see.
I did notice that in the game they had the It was great. It was like Geelong Hawks, and then by the end of the game it was like Geelong blank. It was great.
Riley mentioned that next week will be a bit interesting. If Collingwood were to get through and Geelong are to get through, it will just look like everyone's sort of black and white or black and navy.
Everyone's a fan of stripes.
Yeah, it's literally, do you prefer horizontal or vertical stripes next week?
Yeah, I love that. And which team will you guys be on?
We're going to be on the
vertical!
The vertical. Let's go vertical.
28.
VERTICAL. Vertical is winners and the vertic as well. All right. That's one that we could work with, but
I don't mind that.
I like it too. But before that, we've got the Holy Grail. That was 99 Luft Balloons by Nina. If you're just joining us, we're doing an interstate episode of the MacPack Radio Show for your Saturday morning here on Radio Fremantle. Jake and Riley are dialing in from Melbourne. Boys, Jake in particular, when you travel somewhere, hijinks for sure ensues. I want to hear anything go down crazy on the flight.
Why did I get one out there?
Because you attract hijinks, you attract craziness.
Hijinks. It's been pretty low key though.
But something did happen on the plane, Joey.
It had nothing to do with my hijinks.
I feel like the only hijinks that was being held in the bloody cockpit. And I said cockpit.
Riley's favourite pit.
No
What was
better
going
name
on?
For a pit, I say. Get me in one of them. Anyway. This
So
bloke,
you're breaking up a little bit. Didn't quite catch that.
Oh, so we're talking about cockpit.
Okay.
Cockpit.
The conditions were pretty blustery over in Melbourne yesterday.
Stormy weather.
Stormy weather.
It was windy, Joe, and on our descent.
Well, it was alerted early as well. It was alerted as soon as we left. Like, the captain come over the speaker and more or less said, we've left a little bit late, but it's absolutely howling up there, so we'll make up all the extra time and we'll probably come in early. It's that windy. Which isn't necessarily what you want to hear. Like, I don't care how long it takes as long as we land. Is sort of the only KPI I have for the pilot is to make sure we land.
He's like, I've turned the engines off. We're just going to glide from here.
I've been getting into kite surfing lately, and I'm going to be using those techniques for this flight.
And he flagged there was going to be a fair amount of turbulence. And the turbulence started after, I'd say, less than 30 minutes. Like, they put the seatbelt sign on pretty soon after they turned them off.
Yeah.
And then it sort of passed for a period. And then it was, as we were coming to land, we were apparently circling Bendigo for a massive amount of time.
And I did feel dizzy. I was definitely feeling the effects of doing doties up in the air.
He was like a Red Bull pilot, like one of the
Yeah,
fighter jets trying to do flips and stuff.
He was writing stuff in the air.
Yeah.
Waiting. He says turbulence ahead.
And then there was a period where he literally... Well, I know it's a tough job up there, obviously, and he got us down safe, which is the main thing. He did the job. But there was a period where he did start his descent, and we all got prepared, you know, like, here it is, we're getting close to the buildings, you can see it in the bloody windows.
And then he cranked it back up.
And he said, we're going back to Bendigo! One more trip round the Bendigo!
So we were very close
he changed
to the
his
ground.
mind.
And then we were very close to the ground, and then next thing you know, we were back up in the clouds. They don't ever come over the speaker and be like, hey, did a bit of a whoopsie, or anything like that.
Yeah.
My favourite part about the flying experience is when they say, we're about to make our descent into Melbourne, Victoria, or wherever you're going. And then it's another 90 minutes before they make their descent into Melbourne, Victoria.
Yeah, they need to give you enough time to wake up from your nap.
What I noticed about the descent yesterday was that he said, we're about to make our descent, and then about 15 minutes later, after he'd failed the descent, I think he was hoping no one would notice, but he had to alert all the staff why we hadn't landed yet. And so he just went, all right, prepare the cabin for descent. And it's like,
We've done that.
Prepared, dude.
Yeah, we haven't got up and started a party in the 15 minutes it's taken you to not land the plane, brother.
He's like, I've been waiting for you guys.
Yeah. So sorry,
you
someone.
got it already back there? We'll give this another crack.
That if I was a pilot, I'd just be like, sorry guys, someone didn't have their seatbelt on. When they put their seatbelt on, we'll land the plane.
Blame everyone else.
Good on him. Good on him for not backing himself in if he was a little worried, you know. Got to put safety first. Doesn't care what people think. And, you know, he was probably thinking, oh, this will just be, it'll add 10 minutes to the flight. No one will be talking about this on radio tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Attention.
Land the plane yourself, Joe.
Yeah, I'm landing the plane right now. We got Pat Bettner. Hit me with your best shot. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Fremantle.
Well done, pilot.
If you're just joining us, we've got Joe here for the Mac Pack on Radio Fremantle for your Saturday morning. But we've got 2 dial-ins coming in from Melbourne, that's right. Still turning up to work while they're on holiday. I love to see it. Boys, you're in Melbourne. You're in one of the biggest smokes. So I got to ask, you know, it's footy season, or everyone's about. Have you seen any stars?
Yeah, we've only been here for 24 hours? Not even. But
I saw Albo was at the game, the Prime Minister.
Anthony? I didn't know Anthony was there.
he was sat next to Riley.
Oh, yeah, he was on the plane.
Riley was giving him a noogie.
Yeah, no,
He was the one wearing the face paint.
Yeah, he was trying to blend in.
we have seen some stars of the screen, if you will.
Oh, very nice.
Mainly the sports screen.
Yeah, mainly the field, I would have thought, but yeah.
Which has been broadcast onto the screen.
Who'd you see? How'd it go?
Let me give you a hint, Joe. L. Neil, 3 votes.
Lockie himself.
Lucky
We
Neil.
saw Lockie at the airport yesterday. We actually saw a bloke who looked like Calamar Chee's brother.
Yeah, and he had CA on his backpack. So we were like, maybe
Calamar Cheese. Maybe he's aged a lot in the last week or so.
But it must
I said to Ryan, I said, that's Cal Archie. And he goes, no, it's not. That man looks like he's old enough to die. And then he
turned around and we were like, yeah, that's definitely not Cal Archie.
Yeah, much like the pilot, he did a quick little lap around the airport and then at Lockie Neal, who was standing there without anything on either calf, as if not to give away which calf to accidentally kick as we were walking around the airport. But no, he was really, really nice.
Did you have a chat?
To a lot of the young kids and even a lot of the old ladies as well. Who I love an old lady who approaches someone famous and just taps them on the back and just goes, "Good luck, we're thinking of you." And you're like, "Thanks, Betty. Good. If you didn't think of me, I would be dead."
Yeah.
But honestly, the biggest shock of seeing Lockie Neal in the flesh that close, because obviously I've seen him on the ground, but Jesus Christ,
He's a big boy.
those calves are bloody huge.
He's not
Massive.
tall. He wouldn't be any taller than us, but
It's hard to comprehend, Joe, how big his calves were. Like, I reckon, if I put both my legs together, it'll be still bigger. Like, they'll be massive. I was staring at them. Like, obviously they're going to be hurt.
yeah,
They're
there's no
always
surprise.
pumped.
There's no surprise.
Yeah,
that,
there's so
he's got
much
the
mass
injury
to
in-
get injured.
Yeah, there's no surprise that he's got the injury in the calf because his calf is probably as big as my entire chest.
His
So-
calf is doing bulk of the work out there.
Yeah, there's a lot to injure.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Best of luck with Lockie's recovery, obviously.
And it didn't end there. After the game last night, obviously, as you mentioned, there's a fair few absolute legends at the fixture. We'll walk past one of my all-time favourite players. Played for the Hawthorn Hawks for many a year. We actually watched the highlight yesterday of him winning in 2008 and delivering the very iconic lines, "That's what I'm talking about." And he was, I reckon, peaking just as much last night when we saw him. Despite Hawthorn having the loss, he seemed to have been enjoying his night. And so we know of his we're mates with.
Who is it?
We're good mates with his nephew. He goes by the same name.
Crawl! Yeah.
Shane
so we-
Crawford, the man
We
of
went
the hour.
over and said g'day to Shane and let him know of our WA alliance. But he was really nice. He wanted to take the photo. His little entourage were quite keen on
Not
whispering him away, I think for fear of him.
being there for an hour.
Yeah, but no, he was really nice. It was lovely to meet Shane.
Yeah, it was pretty cute. We got a photo. It was me, Shane, Jake, and then Shane called in his youngest son as well, which was pretty epic. So we got the generational Crofts.
Which was so cool. He's just standing there. We're standing next to him. He goes, "Oi, Charlie, get in.
man.
Charlie, get in." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely, Charlie, rip in." And then Shane's like, "Oh, this is my son, Charlie." It was
Oh,
like,
that makes more sense.
We're doing family photos.
Yeah. No, he's like, anyone who wants to grab a photo, let's just do a big group one here and get it over with.
Yeah, there's just 20 of us lined up.
Yeah.
All right, someone on their knees,
Yeah, my team lost. I want to go home.
But that's all in 24 hours. We've seen two dual Brownlow medalists?
Shane won it once.
Two Brownlow medalists.
Two, and one of them dual.
One of them, Jewel. One of them appearing on Surprise, Surprise.
Lockie Neal was on Surprise Surprise.
No,
wow, he would have
no,
been like
Shane.
6.
But yeah, no, we've only been here for less than 24 hours and we've already seen a couple of Brownlow medalists and we're going to see a future Brownlow medalist tonight at Nick Dacos at the prelim.
Very nice. Yes, I want to get into that. Obviously, you boys are going to be very nervous. That I want to hear all your hopes and dreams for the game, what you think is going to happen, predictions. We want to get into that next. You're listening to the MacPack on Radio Freo. Portugal, the man, feel it still. You're listening to the MacPack on Radio Freo for your Saturday morning. It's just one bro in the studio today because the other two have chuffed off to Melbourne for a little springtime getaway. But they're dialing in. We've got them on the line.
How are you,
We've got
Joey?
them
Just
on the
line.
line.
were you doing some pretty heavy drumming there?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was really getting into it. You know, you
Yeah,
got
we
to
weren't sure if you were drumming or having a stroke because the actual cameras turned off, so we can just hear the sounds of the game. And it definitely sounded like you were flailing around on the floor like a fish.
Yeah, I was drumming in. I was getting into Portugal. Man, when you're in the studio by yourself, you got to bring your own energy sometimes.
That's fair.
And that's
enough.
what I was doing. So I don't know if you've got a problem with it. Say it to my face when you get back. You're obviously there for the prelim weekend, and it's not the first time that we've gone on a journey to see a preliminary final. For those of you who aren't massive AFL fans, prelim is the game before the grand final. It's the 2 games leading up. So you've got the 4 best teams playing all in one weekend. And also the prelims, the grand final is a little bit harder to get tickets to, so oftentimes the prelims are the ones where the diehard, the true nuffies, the true fans get across to. And we've got two nuffies on the line here now. Boys, how are we feeling?
Yeah, good. It's been fantastic as well. It's the first time since 2019 that both prelims were played in Melbourne. So it made the weekend even more, what's the word? Probably fortuitous in the sense that we could get over for a couple of days and catch both prelims, and then we managed to score some grand final tickets as well. But you're right. The prelims are the best weekend in footy, and they're probably the most spirited in the sense that no one gives away prelim final tickets.
Yeah.
But a lot of the corporations give away grand final tickets, so you're not necessarily getting as many super fans to the game.
Yeah, I love that. We've lucky enough to, as you say, go to prelims at the MCG. Me and Jake were there for the 2020. So we were all there for the 2019 prelim when our team lost by, what was it, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point?
4.
4 points against
4. Damn it.
4 points against GWS, and it was pissing down with rain as well.
Yeah, I remember we were the game started, and then the rain started, and the little poncho sales people were having the time of their life. A poncho was like the new iPhone or something. People were lining up out the door to get their hands on a ponch. So we bought 3 ponchos, $5 a pop for what is essentially Glad wrap. Is pretty good, but it's definitely something you want to have.
It was a crazy fixture as well. I think there's so many ways in which a game can go, but the fact that the Pies were down by so much, and I think the sort of hope just fell out of the building, and then all of a sudden there was a bit of a resurgence late, which gave everyone a little bit of hope, and then unfortunately I reckon we needed another 2 minutes on the clock and we would have got it done, but unfortunately that wasn't what happened.
We didn't get the Chockies that time, and then you boys returned for the 2023 prelim.
Yes, it was pretty bad omens because we were versing the same team. We were versing GWS yet again. So my only experience of watching us play GWS was, of course, losing. But we got off to a raring hot start, and the vibes were good. But then in the second quarter, it all sort of went awry when the other team went on a run, and we had already bought grand final tickets. So
we bought the package, so we were sort of locked in for the 2-week period regardless.
We obviously wanted our team to win. As they started to lose in the second quarter, Jake was saying words that unfortunately the ACMA will not let me say here, but just sort of imagine a vivid word picture being portrayed by a sort of 16th century pirate that's just got his hand on the Oxford Dictionary of words you can't say on Radio Fremantle, and just absolutely going to town. And then I remember the biggest thing, he was absolutely shocked. He was like, this is it, the season's done, what are we doing? These guys don't know how to play. And then at halftime, we went to get a couple of chippies, even if you're having a rough time, you've got to get some chippies. And everyone else was sort of walking around like they were having a good time. And Jake was like, what is wrong with these people? Don't they know our season's over? Don't they know this is it? This is done. But we did win the game, so
it was genuinely distressing though, because it was a Melbourne versus Sydney prelim final, so majority of the people who were in the building were Pies fans, but you wouldn't know it at halftime because everyone was chipper as all shit, and I couldn't fathom what was going on. I was like, I don't think these guys realise that if we don't pull our fingers square out of our dates here, we aren't playing next week.
But they came back, and then the crowd lifted, Jake lifted, and there were tears were shed. Riley, there are definitely, win or lose, there will be tears this afternoon.
That's the most exciting part.
It is crazy because, I know, logically it makes no sense to cry because people that you've never met before have won a game. But when you're there and the tears flow, it's like, this just feels right.
It was exactly what I said to Riley last night. I feel incredibly, today's got a very vulnerable feeling about it, and my entire mental well-being relies pretty firmly on 22 blokes I've never met before. So,
yeah, and it's because you guys obviously travel all the way from Perth to Melbourne, it's and you still got your accommodation and your tickets booked for next week. You either have a great holiday with a week of anticipation and joy, or you just kind of this kind of sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy
We'll
that,
know-
2
we'll know
hours
by
can
about 8
ruin
o'clock
your
tonight.
holiday.
All things to look forward to, hey, Joey?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, just trying to play the songs. Thanks for wrapping up the
Joey
segment,
got
right?
so caught up in prelim chat, he's forgot that he's doing radio.
Yeah, I'm doing right. Yeah. Anyway, I got some. Anyway, Daft Punk's going to take us over for this one. Thanks, Daft Punk. They've come here to save the day. Florence and the Machine. The dog days are over. You're listening to the Mac Pack at Radio Fremantle on your Saturday morning. Just Joe here in the studio. If you're just tuning in, Jake and Riley are over in Melbourne for the finals. And we've got them on the line. That's right. Boys, how are we?
I wake up with today.
Oh, sorry. This is Sunrise.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry about that.
The Sunrise Cash Cow.
You're Sunrise Cash Cow. Is that guy at the game?
Isn't that Thirsty Camel?
Yeah, what's that guy's voice? I always wonder the Thirsty Camel guy. Like, does he sound like that always?
Yeah.
Get him on.
Yeah, we should get him on.
Get his number.
Joe, right now in Melbourne, it's 11:31.
Yeah.
9:31 your time. Lagging behind, bro. Catch up.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
What are you
I don't
doing
know what
back
is
there?
wrong with the clocks
Can't wait till
here.
you guys get to 10:30. It's real fun, right?
It's a good one. It's a
Hey,
good
what
one.
was going down at 10:30?
10:30 is good.
Just wondering, know any good eats down Melbourne's ways?
Know any good eats?
No, any good
We're
eats?
looking at heading to a cafe, but just wondering if you know any good eats.
Good eats. Ooh, not for cafes. I know Stalactites,
Oh.
the greatest kebab shop in
The
Melbourne.
greatest Greek of all. We are Stalactites. We're always on the ball.
Yeah, we've been to Stalactites every single time we've gone to Melbourne.
Yes, dude.
Pretty good, because an Uber driver told us to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, was that actually the birth of the stalactites tradition?
Yeah, we got an Uber from the airport, and the guy said, "Oh yeah," like we were asking, like, "Know any good eats?" And he said, "Go to Stalactites," and bang, got it on the head.
Do you have that guy's number? I'll ask him if he knows any good eats cafe.
You probably could track him down because I have his license plate.
Yeah, he's the guy you gave 2 stars to that
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, he drove horrendously. Big
Yeah,
fan of
obviously.
using his phone, looking up Yelp reviews of stalactites to back up his wreck.
I wonder how you actually pronounce stalactites.
Not like that.
Stalactites?
Stilettis?
Stilettis.
It's great because everyone wears tights.
Yeah,
That's
no
why
one's
it's called
really
that,
sure.
right?
Yeah, no one's sure. It's funny because where we are, we're in a high-rise building. We're on floor 43, which
Humble brag.
somehow isn't the highest floor, but gee whiz, we're so high up. And
Yeah.
you can actually look over at our neighbours, and these are like apartments, so they're not like hotels, so you can really see people like
Live their
hoarding.
life.
Yeah. Lots of hoarding going on.
Yeah. And do you
And
like
when we
watching the
got-
people on the street? I feel like that's an interesting thing when you like stand up in a tall building and you watch people in the street and you think like, this person has no idea I'm staring at them.
Yeah. Or that this can's going to hit him square on the head.
Yeah, really kind of.
And then I forgot to drop the empty one.
Oh, you're the guy that did that. That's been on the news.
But yeah, no, you can like when we got home from the MCG last night, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. If you're unaware, we looked over the way at the other apartments that are neighbouring us, and all their lights were on. And you could see what everyone was up to last night.
Was everyone watching the big game?
Not a lot of love making.
I feel like that's the thing when if you did live in an apartment, you'd be like, at first you'd be like, oh, it's so weird, like people can see me. And then you would just stop caring so quickly.
Just press your ass up.
yeah. Get a good look, sunshine.
But that's the thing. Like,
city life.
we were saying the same thing, Joe. We were like, as if they don't care. But then I was like, all of our blinds are open and our lights are on, so everyone can see us as well.
They're standing there as if these guys don't care that we're looking at them.
Yeah.
Do you like the big apartment life?
It's a bit early. It's early days. I don't think I would live here.
Our apartment is so busy that every time we get in the bloody elevator, there's like 8 people in there, and we pick them up on the way down and pick more people up on the way up. It's so annoying.
And are you
We're in the
chatting?
elevator for like 3 minutes minimum.
And the game tonight starts at 5:15. So if we don't wrap this up in about 10 minutes, we're probably going to miss the game because we'll be stuck in the elevator for 4 hours.
Going on every floor. Quicker to take the stairs.
Quicker to jump.
Much quicker. It's one of the. They say that it'll be the best thing. It'll be the last thing you ever do.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be the best thing.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Misread that one. But it'll be nice and quick. Get down there if you're really keen to get to the game. But we do want to unpack what is going on with the game. I want to hear your thoughts, facts, opinions. One thing I love about predictions, particularly I notice our mother does this. If you predict what's going to happen in the game and it doesn't agree with what she thinks, she goes, "Oh, no, don't say that, don't say that." Like, my predictions aren't that good. But she acts like if I say a team is going to lose, it's going to happen. So I want to hear your predictions after this, and maybe you can sway the game with your thoughts. Up now, we got Shakira, Hips Don't Lie. That's right. I'm in charge of the music. Let's rock. That's ABBA with Waterloo. Before that, we had Gorillaz with Dare, and we had Blame It on the Boogie. Some absolute bangers. Lads, how are we going over in Melbourne for those just tuning in?
I've just jumped out the shower, mate. We are literally hours away from the preliminary final between the Pies and the Lions. There's a march taking place at where the Pies train as well at 3:30, so we'll be well and truly part of that, Joey.
You'll be up there with the fans. I love it.
Up there with Kazali.
Up there with Kazali, for sure. And what do you think is going to happen for the game? What are your predictions? We're doing predictions. Get out the crystal ball.
Actually, this is the most confident I've felt since we won the qualifying final. I've been on the fence back and forth, but this is by far the most confident I've felt. I asked my good friend ChatGPT last night for a
friend of the show
prediction, and I'm backing in the prediction of Pies by 17 tonight.
Wow.
Ooh. Any basis?
Mainly ChatGPT.
Chat said it.
It did a lot of the historic homework for me, and I reckon 17 points seems like the line. To be fair, it predicted that Geelong would win last night by 21, I think it was. So it was 9 points conservative. So if we get up by 26, that would be mammoth.
That's pretty good.
For me, I'm going to go Pies by 11. I reckon we'll kick one to go in front, and we'll kick one to finish them off.
So 2 goals scored for the whole game. I love that.
What about yourself, Joey?
I reckon the Pies will win by 2 points after going to extra time.
Why do you always do that?
Because I want a game to go to extra time, obviously.
Yeah.
I might not go to extra time, though. I might die.
Yeah, but think about how good it would be.
If we win.
Extra time, you get to watch more footy. How good is that?
Then you get to do radio by yourself every week.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Might have to...
What are your plans? What are your plans for the viewing tonight? What are you doing? What's your viewing party look like?
I'll be watching with mother and father and my girlfriend.
Mother!
That's right. We are going to get absolutely just sort of have a couple teas, maybe watch the game. I think there's potentially talk of Indian takeaway.
Oh!
I know. It was a massive call that came through, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's huge from you, Joey.
Yeah.
That is massive.
So we'll see who has a better time.
The punters want to hear, if we're able to secure a grand final fixture next week, is there any likelihood that we'll be seeing a baby or middle brother, Joey Mack, in Melbourne for the grand final?
Look, I don't want to rule it out completely, but we'll have to see about that one for sure.
You're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance. The door is ajar.
There's always a chance. There's always a chance. So if you're an avid MacPack Saturday Morning Radio Freo listener, if you tune in next week, and there's just music, there's no chit-chat, just know that I'm at the big game.
Oh!
But if I'm here, know that I'm here, and I did it for you.
For the people.
Love it. You've done a great job today, Joey boy.
Thank you very much. Thank you for dialing in on your holiday.
Not going to lie, you rang us at 10:05. I woke up at 10, so...
Yeah, I was getting worried that you guys were going to miss it, to be honest.
Yeah, well...
We're pretty cool. We're thinking about it.
Yeah. But you made it.
And I was like, no, Joey's pretty good by himself. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We're crossing lines to the boys in Melbourne.
Oh,
Nothing.
No one's there.
Nothing.
But yeah, thanks for dialing in. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And
Here we go.
and make sure that everyone stays safe, stays blessed, and always remember to...
Stay with me. Go give your mama a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever. Have a good week.
Go Pies!
Go Pies! Go Pies!
Come on!
See ya, boys. Have a good one.
See you, boss man.
See you, bud.
See ya.
You gonna play another song?
Yeah, it's just got a slow start, okay? Just chill. I'm playing it.
What are you
What song
going
is
with?
it? What do we got?
September by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh, I don't mind it.
Wake me up. Different one.
All right, I'm fading you boys out.
See you, mate.
Thank you so much for listening to yet another week of us on Radio Fremantle or 107.9.
As you heard, there's a lot of participation
Or participation.
from the listeners. So if you want to get involved with the show next week or any week after that, make sure you listen in live and hit us up on the Instagram DMs.
Slide into them DMs.
Yes, and if you want to listen to the show with all the music as well, tune in at 107.9, 8 to 10 every Saturday.
G'day, guys. Hope you're enjoying the podcast.
As always.
We're about to be enjoying the podcast anyway.
yeah.
If you are enjoying the pod, make sure to send it to a friend. And excitingly, there's a brand new feature
New feature alert.
on Spotify, which is that little box, little feedback box.
The box.
We love a little box.
Settle. And on the on each of the episodes, you can plug away a bit of feedback for the show. So you can literally say specifically, basically give us some feedback specific to the show that you just listened to, the episode you just listened to. No matter what episode you're up to, ping us in that feedback, and then you can that feedback will then feature for other people who are catching up or they're listening to the episodes. They will see that as well, and most importantly, we like to see it. So if you can share it with your friends and write a few little words in the box, it would mean the absolute world to us.